All right, looks like we hit another spot. Somebody was out here shooting the 9mm. All right, here we go. Picking this up, getting that brass. Oh yeah. Okay, we're gonna keep on this. Again, apologize for any wind. I have to invest in one of them little, what do they call them, furry cats or whatever, to put on their microphone. Something like that. Now, some people might also ask, why don't you grab 22s? Now, I do on occasion. They're just not profitable. If there's a big nest, if there's a big pile, etc., I'll grab it. Sometimes just for the good of the order, you know, as I mentioned before, hoping that the Forest Service doesn't close this place off. But while we talk, we're going to finish up what we talked about on our last episode, which was the name game. As I mentioned before, I was a police officer for 24 years, and we talked about the name game and how I would usually win it. Now, was I lied to? Yes. All the time. And I was duped many, many times. But I'm going to tell you a story real quick about a time when the name game really messed with someone's life. One of the calls we would get a lot is an agency assist, a 929, where basically you would meet up with another agency and they would give you somebody with your warrant. So if you had a warrant out of a particular city, you meet up with that officer from that city, give them to him or her, and they would take them to jail and they'd go see a judge for that warrant. Anyways, state police calls us, says we have a person with a warrant, and I get called. So while I'm waiting, I go through my computer and I punch up this girl who I'm going to be getting on a warrant, because you need their information for the booking sheets and all the paperwork, you know, government stuff. So while I'm waiting, I look at this and I see that this was a shoplifting warrant that originated at a nearby mall. Read the call, pretty basic. Girl goes in, I read the report, I should say. Girl goes in, steals some stuff, gets popped for shoplifting by store security. They then call an officer out who comes out. Now, one thing, at least in Arizona and many other states, is called cite in lieu of detention. Basically where you're arrested, but you're given a citation for misdemeanors only. Now, shoplifting falls under that. But in order to cite and release somebody, you have to identify them. So the officer that was called to the mall, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm waiting there. The other officer shows up. He says, here she is. She's in the back seat. And I get her out and take custody of her. Nice girl, about 22, 23 maybe. Real nice. She tells me, well, I'm sorry, I asked her, I said, so what's with the shoplifting thing? She says, I've never shoplifted in my life. I don't know what this is. I don't know why I have a warrant. I said, well, were you ever stopped at this mall for shoplifting? No, I don't shop there. I don't live anywhere near there. This poor girl was just driving down the road, speeding, and stopped. Oh no, I think it was HOV lane. Oh, state police love that HOV lane violation. They love it. And so she was popped for that and brought over to me, and she's saying, this is not, I'm not the one. So as an officer, part of my duty is to do an investigation. Even something as simple as a warrant. If they're saying it's not them, you gotta do an investigation. You do. So I start looking. And as I said, maybe in one of my other videos, there are photos now we can pull up right in the car. So I pull up that girl and I see a photo of a different girl with my girl's name on it. There's a problem. And it was funny because I had she's in the back seat, okay? And I had my computer up, but I even had the screen down so she wouldn't see. But she saw that, and out of the blue, from my back seat, I hear, hey, I know her. I said, what? She says, I know that girl. And she was looking at the picture of a girl that wasn't her, but was listed there with her name. So basically, she got popped, gave my girl's name here. And when I say my girl, I mean the girl I have in custody. So that girl had given my girl's name while getting popped for shoplifting. As I mentioned before, a criminal would much rather have you do the time than them. So anyways, that's where we were. So I did a full investigation. I realized this was not the girl, and I let her go that day. Called my boss and said, hey, this is what we got going on, and I don't believe this is her. I'm gonna go for some steel now, and I'm gonna let her go. Not only did I let her go, but I took a report for false information to police. And then I began another investigation as to who this girl really was. Now we'll go back, okay? About 3 months prior to this, 4 months prior to this, a newer officer was dispatched to the scene. Now, remember when I said, have I been lied to? Yeah. Every cop's been lied to. Just come on. Anyways, the officer gets out there. Now he's dealing with the criminal girl here. The one, oh, there's a big one. Look at that. So anyways, he talks to the girl. She gives a fake name. What he neglected to do, though, he ran it and it came back. It comes back relatively same general description. Okay, we're good. For most of the time, that's plenty. However, there are times you're dealing with somebody who really knows what they're doing when it comes to lying, and this girl knew what she was doing. She was very good at lying, so she gave a bad name. She was given a citation under that name, which resulted in a warrant, which caused her, I'm sorry, I didn't mention this, that other girl was her junior high school friend. And so my criminal girl happened to remember the information, name, date of birth, etc. of this girl she knew in junior high as a friend, and was kind enough to hook her up, well, 25 caliber, kind enough to hook her up later on in life. So part of my investigation was I re-investigated the original shoplifting. Went back, looked at store security video, another store security guy in that same mall who had also dealt with her that day, and realized that, and once upon viewing the video, I knew for sure that it was not the girl that the state police had picked up, and it was in fact the other girl. It was very obvious. They were different body types, and my other girl had a big old tattoo on her leg, and the girl that was brought to me by the state police did not. So took a year to find that girl. She was slippery. Had a detective helping me out. He tried 4 or 5 different attempts at finding her, and finally was able to locate her, and she is currently a resident of the Arizona Department of Corrections. Now, I don't take glee in that. I wish she wouldn't have done what she did and wouldn't have taken the path that she did, but there is an incident of where the name game can have unintended consequences. Tell some more stories. We'll look at the beautiful Superstition Mountains on our way out here. By the way, this road will take you back to many trailheads back in the Superstition Mountains. Beautiful. Love this place. Well, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in to Salvaging in Arizona. We'll see you next time.